Hey, how's it going, guys? Political Spatula here, back with another day of Propaganda Watch. And I wanted to go over the aircraft carrier that the USS Abraham Lincoln that's currently near Iran and kind of talk about it and discuss this anti-war, anti-military rhetoric that this person has. So I don't want to waste any more of your time, and let's just get straight into the video.
No, not nearly long enough.
Not nearly long enough. The longest deployment of any aircraft carrier in history, I believe. Not long enough.
It's getting replaced right now as we speak, okay? This isn't a big deal. This is not as big of a deal as Democrats are making this out to be. The ship is getting replaced. These are service members that signed contracts. And this isn't the longest deployment of any ship. Like, you can say aircraft carrier in history, but it's not the longest deployment of any ship. And this is a war after all, and these are service members that signed contracts. They're far from civilians. They knew what they were getting into when they signed that paper.
Dude, if you're a soldier, Trump despises you. And why wouldn't he? You're a slave. Yeah, just for your complaints, the USS Lincoln now gets sent out there for another 6 months.
Wow, that's just mudslinging at this point. There is no truth to that at all. He's just using insults and unfair attacks to hurt Donald Trump's name. And his video is titled Trump Hates the Military, and I've already watched this video once, and the things he says about service members are freaking horrible. I think he is the one who hates the military. Like, why would you call them slaves? That is heinous. That is disgusting rhetoric and disgusting speech that he is using. Like, are we freaking kidding me?
Crazy coming out of the USS Lincoln that we haven't even heard about. They've basically been eating rats for months. Reportedly, there have been major fights breaking out in the ship, multiple people attempting suicide. I mean, it's been like really, really bad over there. They're trying to squelch the info as much as possible.
Yeah, no kidding. That those things just happen. And they aren't eating rats. That is completely made up. That is just propaganda. Untrue he's using. It's funny how these leftists talk about this whole thing. Because on top of it, these things happen. Like I've said before, it's like a sickness that spreads around the military where if some person's sad, it'll spread around. They'll get other people sad. And they're in the military, so they signed a contract, and they're just our weak-minded people in the military. And he's gonna latch onto that like a tick and use that as his anti-war propaganda point to be the humanitarianism of it all. To be like, oh, look how sad these people are. We need to stop. But then never talks about the reality of what's happening with Iran and its government and what they're doing to its people. But he'll sit here and talk about us. Like, it's absolutely ridiculous. And this is just truly anti-war propaganda.
Seriously, though, to hear all of this and for Trump to go, no, the people there are fine. They've not been out there for long enough, actually. I think Trump should punish the soldiers on the USS Lincoln and send them out for longer. Why not?
This is freaking ridiculous. This is ridiculous. This is propaganda. This is partisan mockery, and this is mudslinging. The ship is getting replaced. There is a replacement on the way if it has not already happened as we speak.
Yeah, it's not just the USS Lincoln. It's like that on the Boxer. This is from the USS Bush. Those on the USS Bush told family members they had virtually no food, water, or soap.
So the whole thing is, right, I would bet money that was just all said and went down before the ship got resupplied, because ships are resupplied often. And I bet you that ship is resupplied pretty often, but they wouldn't telegraph that just in case the resupply ships would get hit. And so this guy's an absolute fool, because I would bet money that all of these pictures and stuff were taken literally right before resupplies happen. And we're going to figure this out in a month, and then he's just not going to say anything, and he'll sit here and look like a fool.
If you are a soldier and you are served by CENTCOM, it is your job to get f***ed in the butt by the oligarchs. It doesn't matter. Unironically, that meme of like, remember who you're fighting for, and you pull a picture of Jeffrey Epstein smiling out of that net in your helmet.
This is anti-war propaganda, right down to the core of it, because what we're fighting for is the freedom of women and children in Iran. Because what do they do to women and children? They do horrible things, and this guy's going to sit here and push anti-war propaganda and hide the facts of what's actually happening. And then he's going to also make fun of our troops and say horrible things about them. This is amazing. This is great that this is what the left is doing.
We've pulled our final aircraft carrier from Asia. China? I'm not saying you should, but if you're going to, now's the time. We can't do anything. We would probably lose if Mexico attacked us at this point.
Which is really funny because he thinks that we're losing this war because we're trying to minimize casualties, when the reality of it is we have weapons that are capable of mass destruction that are non-nuclear. We have non-nuclear ICBMs and MOABs, B-2 stealth bombers. They can drop huge payloads over a country. He thinks because we're minimalizing casualties that we're losing a war. It's hilarious.
Right? Like, they're thinking, I'm going to keep eating and like dying aboard the USS Lincoln because if I just make it through it and don't get a dishonorable discharge, I get to go back to the suburbs, get my college education for free, and fuck my wife who got fucked by like 13 guys while I was off on deployment, you know?
He is absolutely disgusting, and his contempt for our military in this war is absolutely crazy. And as someone who is in the military, this absolutely pisses me off. These people aren't just serving for the college benefits. Maybe they're serving because they want to protect other people or protect this country or like the ideals of the Constitution or they want to liberate the people of Iran. The way he frames this argument is vile as fuck, and he absolutely needs to be called out for this hateful rhetoric.
I don't think these soldiers realize that the institutional failures that cause their meals to look like this can happen to the mainland too.
It's so funny because he's a socialist, so all the countries he loves, like China, North Korea, Cuba, Venezuela and whatnot, all those people are starving, and they can't feed the mainland people as well as the United States can. And he's going to prove the United States can feed its people really well later in the video, and it's absolutely hilarious.
Genuinely, like, we have no idea how bad it is over there. We have no idea. They took vitamins. Maybe they ran out. Why not? They've run out of everything else.
Ships get resupplied. Like I said, once again, this is just anti-war rhetoric. We wouldn't know if these images were taken right before resupply. We wouldn't know the conditions of the ship for OPSEC reasons. Right? Like, he thinks this should just all be open to the public, doesn't he? So we can just know where everyone's move is, because the enemy totally needs to know that our troops are, like, mentally weak right now. That totally helps the effort that we're working towards, man.
In the War on Terror, we had a ready-made Burger King field logistics deployment truck. But what people tend not to understand here is that this is actually a symbol of America's ultimate cuckoldry to private capital.
It's funny because his contempt for capitalism and the free market shows a lot about him. Because this is all about the fact that we could bring fast food that these troops like, from home to a war zone, and they can enjoy it. That is what the takeaway is, not that we're capitalist pigs. It's no, these troops can have a taste of home while they're on deployment. Your framing is horrendous and disgusting, man.
How much do you think Burger King got to do this? How much money do you think they got to do this? Really think about it.
It's so funny how wrong he is and how he'll just push this rhetoric and push this rhetoric. Guess what? Burger King gets no extra money for doing this. They don't. They already have a contract with the military. They don't get paid jack squat for bringing Burger King to a war zone. It's just his contempt for capitalism and the free market that absolutely blinds him and other socialists like him and Hassan Piker. Like, this guy's on the same level of, like, trying to support Iran, but he doesn't want to make it seem so obvious. So my point really is, this guy's a socialist who hates the United States, and he's going to use his voice to convince other people that this isn't working, while telling people to abandon the Middle East, let Iran get nukes, and let them do whatever they want to their people, and let their proxy groups run rampant all over the Middle East. That is essentially what he's asking for. That is what he is rooting for. That's the argument here. He dislikes capitalism, and he wants to see Iran and its proxy groups succeed in the Middle East. Because us abandoning the Middle East, that's what would happen. Well, I hope you guys liked the video. That's all I got for you. Don't forget to like and subscribe, comment down below, and have a good one.